Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I am talking a lot about what I believe is happening in the United States of America. I think there's a plan and there's a conspiracy going on in this country, in the United States of America, to destroy the system, to overload the system, to bring this country to its knees. And I believe it's being perpetrated by the progressive movement. And the reason why I believe it is because I'm reading the books that they've written. I'm reading some of the books and the programs and the policies and tactics that they're using to do it. Cloward-Piven have a strategy, the crisis strategy, which is to create crises to collapse the system, and then to ultimately take control, to fundamentally transform the United States of America. Because you can't fundamentally transform the United States of America if the United States of America's economy is strong and prospering and the people are happy. That wouldn't happen, and everybody knows it. So in order to create what you want, to get to where you want, you do what Barack Obama does. You start from where the world is to create, to get to the world that you want. And what he does is he starts where the United States of America is now and he destroys it in order to get to where he wants. Because what he wants is to rewrite the Constitution. He wants a new Bill of Rights. Have you heard that lately? Has that been talked about in any of your circles? Because up there in Washington, they're talking about it every day. A new Bill of Rights, which gives you the right to health care, right to a home, right to a job. Who's going to give you this job? The government? Sounds like communism to me. The unions? That's what's going to happen. Right to a home? What kind of home? Everybody get the same kind of home? If you're not working, you deserve a home? What do you mean? I'm sorry. No. Let me read something from Saul Alinski's Rules from Radicals. Rules for Radicals. Pragmatic primer for realistic radicals. That's inside the head of Barack Obama and the progressive movement. These are the tactics that they are using to destroy the country and infiltrate the system and bring it to its knees. This chapter is called New Tactics and Old. Okay? All banks want money and advertise for new savings and checking accounts. They often offer premium prizes to those who will open accounts. Opening a savings account in a bank is more than a routine matter. First, you sit down with one of the multiple vice presidents or employees and begin to fill out forms and respond to questions for at least 30 minutes. If 1,000 or more people all moved in, each with $5 or $10 to open up a savings account, the bank's floor functions would be paralyzed. Again, as in the case of the shop-in, the police would be immobilized. There is no illegal occupation. The bank is in a difficult position. It knows what is happening, but still it does not want to antagonize would-be depositors. The bank's public image would be destroyed if some thousands would-be depositors were arrested or forcibly ejected from the premises. So if you wanted to shut down a bank, you send 1,000 people in there with $5, $10 all at once. And you shut down that bank. You overload the system. This is an example. These are things that they pulled on the banks when they were trying to get the banks to go along with the Community Reinvestment Act. These are the type of tactics that they use. This is how they get into the system of the government, using tactics like this. And I'll explain to you in a second. Just let me read this. The element of ridicule is here again. a continuous chain of actions and reactions is formed. Following this, the people can return in a few days and close their accounts, and then return again later to open new accounts. This is what I would call a middle-class guerrilla attack. It could well cause an irrational reaction on the part of the banks, which could then be directed against their large customers, for example, the polluting utilities or whatever were the obvious stated targets of the middle class organizations. For example, they move into these inner cities. Like let's talk about Detroit, because Detroit is a prime example. Detroit has been run by progressives for years. Okay, they go in and they drive up taxes, along with their SEIU unions. They attack businesses. Do you understand? And then businesses have to resort to productivity. Do you know what productivity means? When they say productivity in the country is up, do you think that's a good thing? It's good for some. But you know what that means? That means 5 jobs just became 2. They raise taxes. It forces productivity. It stifles growth. And it kills jobs in these areas. These people go on the dole. They put the people on the dole. And then they go in there and they organize these people. You need to fight for more. You deserve more. And so these organizations like Acorn and Barack Obama and all these, they did this in Chicago too, but everybody knows, everybody can see Detroit and how it's been destroyed. That's why I'm using Detroit. They take these people and they protest. They do these sit-ins. They use these tactics. And they fight for more for these people. And these groups like Acorn pop up, and then they start sucking money from the government. Right? And then that money doesn't go to those people. It gets spread out over the country to all of these other organizations. And then more and more people get on the dole. More and more and more and more. And that's their goal, to get more. The key is Cloward-Piven. This is their strategy. Overload the system. Collapse welfare. Get more and more people on the dole to get to where you want. The progressive movement's utopic dream is control over the masses. And what's the best way to control people? Is if they're on the dole. Because free people, free from need, don't need you. Don't need a government to tell them what to do. Don't need a government to give them money, because they're free. They implement regulation after regulation after regulation on small businesses. I'm a small business owner. I know. Stifling growth. It's an attack on the system that is happening in the United States of America right now. That's why you're losing jobs. They're using the tactics, class warfare, against the banks. Yeah, the banks are part of it. But it was all thought up by the progressive movement. Cloward-Piven and Saul Alinski's Rules for Radicals. And then there's another book out there too. I can't remember the name of it. It's the other book is what they're using to get healthcare passed. Create crises, man. And you can do anything. You get government, you get the people to believe that the government is supposed to take care of them. And then the government can do anything. They don't even listen to the American people anymore. Crying shame. God bless America.